What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Rashonology. I am your host, RJD, and we have Trouble in Paradise. Shout out to what was it? The best man. All right, so Elon's out of there. Elon's out of there. Ellon Musk has left DOGE. What's DOGE? The Department of Government Efficiency. Ellon Musk says, I'm out of here. I'm going back to Tesla, looking at my companies, and we are going to sit here and talk about it. So let's see what's going on, and let's get the report.
Elon Musk's time at DOGE is coming to an end, starting tonight. Musk just announced, as my scheduled time as a special government employee comes to an end, I would like to thank President Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. The DOGE mission will only strengthen over time as it becomes a way of life throughout the government. What do you think about?
All right, so first things first, he puts out a tweet saying, thanking President Trump. Let's go back to the tweet. Goes back to the tweet saying, thank you, President Trump. Appreciate you. Everything's all good, but I got to go. I'm out of here. The mission will only strengthen over time as it becomes a way of life through the government. Now, first things first, I kind of figured, when you got all these dogs, all these alpha dogs in the room, and obviously I don't mean dog as in dog, you know what I mean. But when you have all of these alpha dogs in the room, you got Vivek and you got this Elon and you got JD and you got Trump. There's always one top dog above all top dogs. And it's very difficult for two people with two very, very huge personalities, huge egos to coexist. And that's in any industry on planet Earth. Doesn't matter. Playing basketball, two people with two star players got to learn how to coexist. Kobe and Shaq comes to mind. They play well, three-peat. Infighting happens, they lose to Detroit. They should have won that easily. But this is what happens. No disrespect to Detroit. Definitely deserve that chip. But that comes to mind. Two very strong personalities, two top dogs. Somebody's got to be easy. Now, when it comes to this, you have the president, and who's been president, but former president who's been president before, learned from his mistakes, came back, and now he's doing things again, hiring the right people. And then you have Elon, who's a billionaire, the richest man in the world, who's sending rockets to space. He's got Tesla. I mean, I have no idea why Tesla stock does what it does. It's like Elon puts a tweet out, and it's like they could miss earnings. They could say, hey, sales are down 91%, and the stock goes to the moon. Makes 0 sense. No sense.
You stupid.
But these two people got to learn how to coexist. And remember, when Vivek Ramaswamy, hopefully I'm not butchering that man's name, when Vivek was in the mix, in the cabinet and everything, there was some clashing going on there. And then he just stepped back and said, you know what? Either he stepped back, he was asked to step back, forced to step back, whatever. He stepped back, and look at what happened. Vivek is like, and I honestly think Vivek is probably, as far as intellect and intelligence, probably smarter than both of them. Vivek is highly, highly intelligent, speaks well. I mean, billionaire himself, if I'm not mistaken, or he's very, very high net worth. And he stepped about this like this gonna be a problem. And look, what are we? 3-4 months in, 5 months in? They already, I gave them at least a year or two before they started clashing. They started clashing already because he's stepping back. So, and he did not like that big beautiful bill that Trump has tried to pass. He didn't like it. He's like, yo, we're trying to cut costs, and this bill is going to add to the deficit. And that's one thing. We need to stop the show. Stop the show.
Stop it.
The USA has to address this deficit. It's $37 trillion. I remember when I was in school, when I was in high school, I remember the debt calculator. One of my teachers, I can't remember his name. I would big him up, but I can't remember his name. One of my teachers was like, look at the debt calculator. Go online and just put it in the debt calculator. And it's a number that just continuously going. It almost doesn't seem real. And that number was not at a trillion. It was at like 900 something billion, 800 something billion, something like that. Some crazy ass number. Then I remember like college, it was around like 1 or 2 trillion. Now that it's at $37 trillion now. That's nuts. That's nuts. And somebody's going to have to address this. Like every presidency can't keep kicking the can down the road. Eventually, either something major is going to have to happen that's going to be bad for the country, as in like a crash or a correction or something, or somebody's going to have to chip away at this thing. Now, you don't chip away at 37 trillion with a T overnight. That doesn't happen. But it might be the next 10, 20, 30 years. Somebody's got to chip away at this thing. Somebody's got to figure out a way to generate some more income. But somebody's got to attack this deficit. Can't just keep kicking the can down the road. Let's see what else they got going on here.
Strengthen over time as it becomes a way of life throughout the government. What do you think about him leaving at this point?
You know, imagine the frustration of a guy who has done all that Elon Musk has done, all of it through private enterprise. He's built rocket ships. He's done more to advance the electric automobile industry than any living person in terms of connecting people around the world to the internet. And then he's finally met his match, and it's the federal government. And he goes into the federal government and did an honorable job of cutting spending, but politicians can't keep their hands off of our money at the end of the day.
It's like why successful people don't like to go into politics. If you're Trump, they shoot you in the head. If you're Musk, they burn your cars. Why would you?
Exactly.
The big, beautiful Charlie Hurt. Good to see you. Click here to subscribe.
All right, let's see what else they got. Elon Musk. I want to see somebody else's perspective. You know, we don't just want one perspective. We want to see what else is going on. Let's see. Elon Musk leaves those frustrated. Oh, no ads. So let's see what we got here. Excuse me. I want to see what Elon Musk is talking about.
A 1:30 p.m. news conference from President Trump and Elon Musk, and it will mark the end of Musk's tenure as a special government employee, where he became the face of the president's push to slash.
So was a government employee. Now he's like, F all that. And he's like, I'm out of here. I'm out. Catch y'all later. I'm going back to Tesla or whatever company he's running. And listen, between Tesla, Starlink, and I forget the other company he has. Listen, he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay.
Government waste. Walter Isaacson literally wrote the book. He is the author of the biography Elon Musk, an amazing accomplishment, that book. And it feels like you could write like part 2 with just the last year that happened with DOGE. Tell us more about what you think about this chapter ending for Elon Musk.
Well, it was no surprise, Dana. I mean, throughout the book, you see this happening over and over again. In the book, whether it's him taking over Twitter or dealing with Tesla's crisis or SpaceX, you see that all in
Twitter. There you go. Twitter, SpaceX, Starlink.
intensity. But the main difference, Dana, as I said, early on when this happened, is he owns Tesla pretty much so. He owns SpaceX. He can do things like say, hey, let's do this radical thing with the Raptor engine where it's leaking, or take off the heat shield, or get rid of these servers in Twitter. And sometimes it works, sometimes he doesn't, but he's all in. You can't do that in government because he doesn't own the federal government.
Hey, that's a good take. Can't get mad at that. That's a good take.
Mm-hmm. He said this to the Washington Post: the federal bureaucracy situation is much worse than I realized. I thought there were problems, but it sure is an uphill battle trying to improve things in D.C., to say the least. I think you and I, having had experience there, and everybody that we know would say the same. It's a difficult thing. But he also said this to CBS in terms of not entirely agreeing with everything in the Trump administration.
Of course not.
I'm a little stuck in a bind where I'm like, well, I don't want to, speak out against the administration, but I don't want to. I also don't want to take responsibility for everything the administration is doing.
The other thing is.
So I'm in the bind. I'm in the bind. I don't want to speak out against the administration, but at the end of the day, I don't want to take responsibility because they effing stuff up, and I don't agree with it. And at the end of the day, the president is going to make the final decision, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. The president says we're going left, we're going left. And working in the federal government, that's what it is. And like I said, when you got two people, very strong personalities, there's going to be clashes. And I think that's good. I don't think you should have yes men in your corner and just yes to everything. No, you need a difference of opinion. You need a different perspective. And if you're smart, you'll put people around you who are smarter than you. But at the end of the day, if they don't listen to you and they don't take your advice, or if you just, it's too bad and you're butting heads too much, you bow out gracefully and you say, you know what, I got this. The company, the DOGE, is still around, and they're still going to be trying to find money and you know, do what they're designed to do, which is, you know, cut costs basically for, you know, be more efficient in the government. They're still going to do that, but he's going to step back.
Walter, he was willing to take some time away from his companies to do what he thought was right, to get some things going, and also, you know, he took a personal hit for it. His approval rating now is 48%. It was 50. It was, I guess, his disapproval is 52%, and that's had an effect on his companies as well. Does that bother him? Do you think?
I think he gets angry at some of the attacks on him. But one of the things people said that was totally untrue is that he went into government to help his companies, or that it was going to improve Tesla's. No, I mean, it was definitely not done, and it certainly didn't turn out to work to help the share price of his companies or anything else.
Well, what it did is, if you have an administration that's in power and you want to help the administration that's in power, they're going to look favorably on your businesses. Hopefully, you would hope that they'll pass things and do things that's going to help out your businesses. Otherwise, why would you do it? It doesn't make sense. You want to go play nice, and, you know, maybe not kiss the ring, but you want to go and say, hey, listen, how can I help? Why do you think all of these people went to Mar-a-Lago to see Trump? You think all of these CEOs and owners went over there for no reason? No, they went over there to get some favor for their companies before this tariff stuff, before the tariff stuff started happening. So they went over there because they know you got to go. He's got the control. Let's go over there and see what we could do so they don't, you know, totally kill or hurt my companies in the long run. So I pretty much proved the point. That's pretty much what I had to go over here. Like I said, if Elon was there trying to cut, and they butted heads, I personally thought it would be maybe a year or two, but here we are 5-6 months later and he's leaving. That's okay. That's okay. Things happen. But when Elon going back and Elon being focused solely on his companies, watch out, because a focused Elon is one of the greatest founders ever, one of the greatest owners, one of the greatest CEOs ever. So a focused Elon is a dangerous Elon, because stuff's going to start happening. So let's see what happens. Let's continue to monitor the situation. That's all I got for y'all. Let's see. What do you think is going to happen to DOGE? What do you think will happen to the Department of Government Efficiency moving forward? What do you think about this trouble in paradise between the president and Mr. Musk? What do you think is going to happen there? Let me know in the comments. Shout out everybody showing love. I'm out of here after this short little ad break. Everybody be safe out there. Peace.